We're here besieging Fort Oberstyre, and we are now going to hopefully take it and then move on to the next one that is relatively close by to us. I did go back to a town at the end of the previous episode in my off-screen and just kind of restore myself. I waited for all my people to join my army, and now we're going in there and we're hopefully going to be able to take this with very minimal casualties because I only have 220 in my army at the moment. I'm kind of hoping that maybe one of these places that we actually besiege might have some rescued prisoners for me, or generally if there's a vassal nearby. By the way, I sold all the vassals that we took as prisoners in the previous episode as well, because let's face it, they actually were pretty good for money. I sold them and I got, I think, 100, actually not 100, I got 44,000. Why did I think 100? I don't know. Anyway, I got 44,000 for them, and then I also gained a decent amount of cash as well from the loot. And not entirely sure why I missed that first shot, but okay, there we are. Anyway, kind of wish I had the ability to fly, but can I fly up here, or at the very least walk up here? There we go, yes I can. Okay, that's great. So my forces are now going to be going in here. Hopefully they can actually get inside. Bit worried about them actually. My celestial wizard eliminating every single person on my own team. Yes, sounds like a great plan. And let me see if I can do something here. Yes. Now, can my spell reach them? Yes, it can. Oh, that was nice. Okay, that eliminated a whole bunch of enemies. And now, can I open this? Yes, I can. There we go. That is what we like. All right, perfect. And now, is that guy dead? I don't even know whether that guy's dead or not. I'm aiming at a corpse. Yes, that sounds like a great idea. What? Okay, that was interesting. All right, yeah, that was actually a dust storm, because apparently someone, I think on my team, my team has someone that uses the vortex spell, the dust storm thing, and yeah, that has knocked me off my horse multiple times in my off-screen battles as well. And I thought to myself, oh yeah, that's the that's that dust storm thing again. Yeah, that's wonderful. There always seems to be a handful of units that are always waiting to be eliminated at the very end here. I'm not entirely sure where they are. Oh no, never mind. Seems like they have decided to leave or something like that, but there you go. We were able to achieve victory there. And yeah, as you can see, these are the rescue troops. Unfortunately, nothing amazing. Definitely very disappointing, because I'd love to be able to take oh, actually, these are Sylvanians. Never mind. These are literally just Sylvanians. Okay, they are certainly not what I'm going to be taking, that's for sure. I didn't realize that they were Sylvanians. Okay, guess I'll just take the prisoners, and we'll leave the rescue troops where they are, and then we'll just take all the loot. Now, generally, I'm just going to be leaving these units here. I'm not going to be capturing it or anything like that. Not going to be claiming it. And we're going to go all the way over to Marberg now. Hopefully, I'm going to get there, and then there's going to be no vassal inside. At least we can only hope that to be the case. I am actually going to be voting for this as well. I'm going to be voting for this straight away. The main reason why I'm voting here is purely for the fact that I want someone to take ownership of it relatively quickly. Because if we don't do it that way, it's going to basically be a case of, oh, we have to wait for almost 2 days, 2 in-game days, for the fief to get assigned to someone, and obviously we really don't want that. Ah, Sylvania has crushed the rebellion, ravaging their kingdom. Okay, well that's not good. Yeah, that's not particularly good for us, because that means they are now much more, yeah, oh dear, much more coordinated in what they are wanting to do. And there's 521 units here? Okay, yeah, let's do it then, I guess. Oh, wow, this is actually going to be significantly more difficult than I anticipated, but alright, the enemies do have a significant amount of vassals here. Not entirely sure why they are here, protecting this random castle out in the middle of, well, pretty much nowhere at this point, instead of going all the way back and trying to assist their towns, because let's face it, probably protecting their town is a better idea, no? At least that's what I would do. You know, if I was in their situation, I think to myself, oh, I should probably go and protect the most valuable fief in my kingdom, rather than protecting some random castle, as I say. But anyway, we'll just get these trebuchets out. I actually had some really, really good luck in the previous siege, where I was bringing the walls down, and my trebuchets were actually able to beat the ballistas in a siege engine on siege engine battle. And I'm wondering whether that's because of that 10% increased accuracy. I guess the 10% increase actually makes a pretty significant difference. I'm not entirely sure, but it did seem to do a lot of damage to the enemy ballistas. And I didn't lose any trebuchet at all, but it seems like I'm getting much worse luck this time around. It seems like it is indeed luck-based some of the time. So, yeah, unfortunate, but yeah, we're going to lose some trebuchets here. Oh, wow, we're actually losing a whole bunch of them at the same time, which is really bad, because then they're all going to start dying. Okay, I'm going to have to put them into the reserves. Guess I'll just make a catapult or something like that. Ah, how disappointing. Considering, look at the walls. Look at the walls HP. Ah, that is always the way, isn't it? Yes, that is always the way. It's always super funny as well. As soon as I mentioned the fact that it was absolutely fine in the previous siege, and that my trebuchets were actually able to do a pretty significantly good job, now all of a sudden they just give up the ghost way too early. Ah, well, never mind. It happens. It happens, but hopefully now we will be able to... Yes, there we go. There, the walls are destroyed, and we can hopefully get rid of all of the ballistas as well. I was able to do that with my previous... yeah. I was able to do that with my previous trebuchets, but apparently these ones... Ah, there we go. We did it. Okay, phew, that was close. Yeah, you saw that. There was just a sliver left on the bar, on the construction bar. And we are also now having some food problems as well, as you might expect. It's taken us a long time to get to this point. Alright, we can tell everyone to charge in. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to tell them to straight up charge in here, because there have been so many times where I have gone in and I thought to myself that my forces are right behind me, and then all of a sudden I turn around and they're nowhere. They're just, you know, tears in the rain, if you want to quote something like that, if you want to reference that. Alright, so let me see what I can do here. Radiant line, boom. Let's do it. Yeah. That's the kind of... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a nice kill. That was a bunch of nice kills right there. Love it. Love it. Yes, the ragdoll effects are very strong with this one. That is for sure. How many did I eliminate? 67. I actually thought I eliminated many, many more than that, but... Well, I'm happy with 67, to be honest. I actually don't think that's that bad. Oh, hello. There are a lot of units here. This is a bit problematic. Okay, I'm going to have to use my spell here. Then we're going to have to use Petty Heal. Then I'm actually going to get... I can't use the pillar, unfortunately. Okay, I'm going to have to get my sword out. Going to go into a two-handed stance, actually, and we're going to use it as a two-handed for the moment. Oh, I wanted to slash at this guy. There we go. Take him down. This was actually partially the reason why in the previous episode I was being a little bit dubious about whether I should spec into two-handed. Whether I should give myself some focus points in that, because I don't know whether you can tell, but this sword is a lot better wielded as a two-handed version. I personally like it a lot more. It seems to do more damage, seems to be faster, it's just a lot easier to use, you know, generally it just feels so much better. And that's obviously because it is indeed a one-handed / two-handed weapon. So of course it's going to be better in a two-handed version, you know? Of course, you know, if you wield it as a two-handed, it's going to be a little bit easier to use, because it is obviously a pretty large sword, and if you're using a large sword in one hand, of course it's going to be a little bit slower because it is indeed heavier. But yeah, I personally prefer using it as a two-handed. It's actually kind of amazing. Anyway, let me actually just switch to this. That was, I gotta say, that was actually really funny. That the I feel like the sound effect was absolutely wonderful to go along with the fact that I was using it on one opponent. That was really good. Anyway, let's just speed this up. And there you go. A nice victory. Alright, so we ended up losing very few units. I'm actually not entirely sure. How are we doing in terms of our clan tier now as well? I should probably take these guys prisoner. They're going to be relatively nice to sell. I don't have too much space in terms of our prisoners, which is, again, really unfortunate. But I will be taking all of the loot. I don't really care too much about the experience right now because we are probably, I think I at least am probably going to be heading back to my fief because there is a war exhaustion thing that's going to be triggered in just a second. It's going to activate their automatic peace. As you can see, boom, there you go. They've made peace. And wait a minute. Have my prisoners gotten freed as a result of that? I think they might have gotten freed as a result. Oh well, never mind. We were able to take the fief, and even if we don't have any prisoners to sell, that wasn't even the main reason why I was doing that, of course. The main reason why I was doing that is just to literally take the fief. We do have a couple that is going to enable me to sell for 6,000, which is not that bad, and we are now at a place where I can actually resupply my food situation too, so that's not bad at all. There we go. Alright, so yeah, let's actually let my army go. They're going to get disbanded. They can go off and do whatever they want to do. Alright, yeah, otherwise we are perfectly fine. We're all done. And now what I'm going to do is I will make my way back to... Oh wow, that's actually a pretty significant distance away, but I think it's... Is it worth it? I think it's worth it. We are currently down about 70 units. So generally... Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea. Oh well, never mind. At least, you know what? At least it's not a live stream, okay? If this was a live stream, you'd have to sit with me for the entire journey. And let's face it, I have nothing to say, even though I speak for 99.9% of the episode. Alright, so it seems as though we're gonna have our opportunity to take one of the vampire counts, well, newly reclaimed fiefs. This is obviously one that was rebellious just beforehand. And you gotta bear in mind that this obviously is one of those times where we might have a bit of a problem on our hands. Because if we take this, if you think about the loyalty situation with the vampire counts themselves, obviously this, I believe, used to belong to the moot. Is that actually correct? I'm not entirely sure what the original map looks like. Usually I don't look at the world map that often in the early game, so generally if things change hands relatively quickly, I'm not really going to take notice of that. But whatever the case, if it has changed from the moot, then of course they have a different culture, and it's very difficult for someone that has a different culture to govern over that fief without losing a lot of loyalty or without having the correct policies in place, or a governor that is going to actually make a big difference in that regard. You know, so if you have a governor that's the same culture, obviously that makes a difference to the loyalty with which you lose or gain in that regard. So yeah, anyway, point is, I'm worried that this is going to cause another rebellion to occur. Hopefully it's not going to, because as far as I am aware, when a rebellion actually happens, the rebelling force automatically gains maximum loyalty rating at that particular fief, and then as soon as someone takes it away from them, then that's when the loyalty starts reducing at a steady rate once again. So it is very much a case of how soon are we in regards to taking this after the vampire counts were able to take it back. Because if we are able to get here relatively soon, then that... Oh, look at that guy! He literally just... Wow, okay, he just went flying. That was amazing. Anyway, point is, if we can take this while they are still at a high enough loyalty, we might actually be able to maintain control of this for such an extensive time that we might not even need to worry about the remaining bit of this campaign, and we might be fine with it, you know, we might be done, you know, we might be able to maintain control of this town without having to worry about taking it back from any kind of rebel force. Gonna actually use this. Gonna take out one of my... Wait a minute. It's the same guy. It's the same guy that I eliminated before. You remember that fellow? I shot him in the face in that bandit hideout mission or something like that. Or what was it? In a I don't know. I think it was in a regular field battle or something like that. But I shot him in the face with my pistol, and he literally, yeah, he was not happy. Let's just say that. He wasn't happy at all. But that was the guy that I just eliminated with my spell just now. So he's really not very pleased with me. Let's just say that. Alright, well, whatever the case, we are going to achieve victory here, as you might expect. We were able to eliminate the walls completely. No enemy interference at all, which I gotta say I was quite surprised at. I thought the vampire counts would probably make it a point to defend this, but they apparently didn't want to, which is kind of interesting. But there you go, we were able to achieve it. And yeah, that was actually something I wanted to mention. I should probably check to see how much I have to go until the next clan tier, because that's going to be pretty important for us to take note of, just so that we can make preparations for recruiting additional units when it becomes applicable for us to do so. In other words, when we reach clan tier 6, because I don't think I'm going to be that close, to be honest. I think I'm going to be pretty far away from that, but you never know. Maybe it's actually going to be kind of cool to do that. Anyway, we're going to pillage, I think. I mean, look at the loyalty decreasing. No, I don't like, see, that's the thing. I don't like decreasing the loyalty. That's going to create so much rebellion. That's the reason why I usually do not do the pillage or devastate options. I mean, you can see what kind of effect it's going to have, what kind of consequences it's going to have. And for me personally, the loyalty being decreased by 30 is pretty significant. So I'm going to go for a pillage here. I'm not going to claim it. You can see exactly what's going on there as well. That gives you a rundown of what's happening here. And how's the loyalty situation? Yeah, so the loyalty went down by 15. So you can already see that it's now at 42. So if we plus 15 to that, it would have actually been in a pretty decent spot. So if I'd shown mercy, it might have been better for me to do that. But I know a couple of people wanted to actually see the other options. And you can see now that, I don't know, I'm not sure whether it's really worth it, because it reduces the prosperity so dramatically. And I suppose if you're thinking about the fief in a way where it's going to get taken back, maybe you're thinking that it's going to get taken back relatively soon, then devastating it is probably going to be fine, because if you devastate it, then that means that the enemy cannot take advantage of the prosperity that significantly. And that could be... That actually could be an idea for a future series or something like that, where we basically don't capture anything except 1 or 2 towns or something like that, and then we just devastate everything else. But obviously then you're going to have the problem of you can't devastate or pillage from the same culture as your own. So you do need to be a bit, I don't know, a bit choosy about how you do that, I suppose. But whatever the case, we have a bunch of perks. Yeah, we have a bunch of perks to spend. So let's actually just take a quick look here. Notables of villagers give +1 extra troop. No, don't care about that. Oh, wow, yeah. I mean, roguery perks are really not something that I particularly care about. We're going to go for in best light, I suppose. Even though I don't really have any villagers as it is. Any villages, should I say. And riding horde. That's what we're going to take. And we also have 2 perks in the two-handed tree. We're going to take strong grip for better handling, and then we will go for swing speed, and then we also have 1 focus point and 1 attribute point. Kind of wondering what I should go for, to be honest. I don't know whether I really want to go for more of this. I mean, food consumption, I don't know whether that really matters. Does that really matter that much? I mean, not really at this point, right? You know what? I'm going to literally just go for vigor and go for two-handed, because, as I say, I'm having fun using the two-handed variant of this sword, and I'd actually like to use it a little bit more, so why not? Why not spec into it a little bit, make it somewhat easier to level it up sometime, and, well, we'll see what happens anyway. Okay, yeah, so what we're going to do is we're just going to vote for the person that is most supported, and they are going to be able to garrison it as soon as possible, or at least I hope that they will be able to garrison it as soon as possible, because otherwise they're gonna get it taken back relatively soon, I would assume. Anyway, where do we want to go next? I want to take this. I very badly want to take this. If we can take this, that is going to spell the end, or at the very least, the beginning of the end for the vampire count. Oh, hello there. I'm going to have to fight this. Yeah, I will have to fight this. There's not much I can do about that. There is no option unless there is another army. Marius is being useless. Okay. Well, that's absolutely fine. According to some of you in the comments, actually, Marius apparently is a bit of a crazy guy. I'm actually not entirely sure what that means, but apparently he is a bit insane. So, okay, I have no idea about him, obviously, but that's actually good to know, because now we can kind of explain some of his more, shall we say, eccentric actions. So if he decides to run around with a 1,600 strong army and go to some random village in the distance, then we can kind of explain it as, you know, just Marius being Marius, I suppose. That's basically it. Anyway, let me see if I can get some nice kills here with my line attack. Let me see if I can do this. I might have to use pillar. I don't think I have to use... Ooh, this is perfect. Hello there. This is nice. Wow. It went along the entirety of the enemy's line. I have 125 kills. Whew. Okay. Thank you. That is super nice. Okay, yeah, I guess I can just do a little bit of damage with my repeater rifle. I mean, literally, I can take these guys out super easily. You know, I'd actually like to be fighting more skeletal-based units more than Empire units, because Empire, they literally take so long to kill, even with my repeater rifle. I'm not entirely sure why. They just have more HP, I guess. I mean, obviously, that's the whole point. You know, they have more HP. But on the whole, whenever I seem to attack, they always seem to take more than 2 shots, even if I do 120 damage per shot, or something along those lines. It really is a testament to how strong Empire units can be. Anyway, ooh, this is perfect. Hello. I eliminated one of my own forces, I believe. Yep. That is to be expected, though, I suppose. Okay, you know what? I've eliminated 235. Wow, that's pretty incredible. So now, again, I just have to emphasize this once more, just in case, you know, just in case, because you never know. If you think spells are too overpowered, I'm gonna just direct you to the fact that these guys are literally just standing here in one spot, in a perfect line, allowing me to do this. If they were not standing here like this, and they were consistently moving, as you may have seen in a previous episode... Whoa, what's that? That was cool. I think that was one of my Bright Wizard's attacks. Yeah, that was most likely my Bright Wizard using their new spell, possibly. But yeah, if you saw one in one of the previous battles, I think it was in one of the previous episodes. Not entirely sure if I remember that now. But whatever the case, the enemy decided that they would just not stop moving, and they consistently continued moving all the time, and I couldn't do anything. I could basically do very little damage with my spells, and in comparison, these guys literally just stood here. They just stood here doing not much at all, and they basically just allowed me to shoot them with all the spells, you know? And that was it. That's the entire reason why we were able to do so much damage to them right here. Can I actually use one more spell? I'm going to eliminate some of my own forces here in the process, by the way, so don't be surprised. There we go. I could see that they were going to get caught in it, but sometimes you just got to take the opportunity when it arises rather than, you know, beating around the bush too much, because if you do that, you're going to miss the opportunity, and then boom, all of a sudden you think to yourself, wow, I missed that opportunity. And that's basically how it is in life as well. It's not just in some random situation in a game, that's in life as well. If you see an opportunity, you may want to consider taking it rather than missing out on something that could possibly be a great thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. Wow. Oh, look at that. I'm hitting everyone with life advice, even though you probably shouldn't take it from me. Let's face that, you know? You know, I mean, it depends. It depends whether you actually think, hey, you know what? That's actually pretty good advice. Or you may think, I'm never taking advice from someone that loses a battle once in every 10 battles. Oh, how dare you? I'm obviously joking. But yes, anyway, let's take these guys prisoner. Let's make it so that they cannot possibly rise up and attack us once again. But there you go. We were able to win, and I actually missed out on taking some really, really good units there. Oh well, never mind. There were only a handful of them, and I don't really mind too much, because we are currently in command of such an extremely powerful army. Let's just get our cohesion back up to full scratch. Full scratch? That's not a saying. Yes, that's not a, it's not a saying. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to where are we going again? Yes, Waldenhof. Waldenhof. Okay, let's do that. Let's go over there and see if we can take it. I have no idea how many units they have in the garrison there, but I can only hope that they have about 500. That seems to be around the standard size for a garrison at this point. And I'm hoping they'll have around 500, and hopefully we'll be able to get there before my food situation gets any more dire, because it's slowly decreasing. It is slowly decreasing, and if people start to starve in terms of the other armies in my army, then we may have some issues. Okay, yeah, they have 500. This is actually perfect. All right, let's do this. Wait a minute. Runaway Thieves Leader? What's that? Cult of the Broker... Is that the... Wait a minute. That's not the people that are needed for that quest, right? No, we already defeated Goswin, right? I mean, that's not the... I'm actually now questioning everything that I've seen. Oh well, never mind. Okay, yeah. That's a bit weird. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I've ever seen those Runaway Thieves. Okay, I have no idea. I really have no clue, so I'm just going to refrain from commenting on it any further. But yeah, that's the first time I've actually seen that that party of units. So maybe it is to do with that quest. I really have no clue, but whatever the case, we can just now cross our fingers and hope that a very large army is not going to come out of nowhere and try to fight us. Although I actually feel like they probably don't have the ability to field a large army any further, because that army that we defeated just now, I think, was probably the strongest that they have available. So that is definitely going to benefit us greatly. Very misty around here as well. Look at that. Can we eliminate these ballistas, please? Yes, there we go. And the last of the walls has gone down, and I think we lost... Did we... No, we didn't. Okay, so we've just got one ballista up and running here. Not a big fan of that, but we're just going to leave it for the moment and just hope that it doesn't do much, because both walls are down. Should be able to get in there really, really easily. Hopefully get a nice line attack to begin, and then we're going to be fine. So let's just see if we can do this. I'm going to reload my weapon before I get off my horse, and then we're going to speed up all the way over to the walls. I think I've charged everyone. Yes, I have. I've already done that. Great. That's always nice. And now let's see what I can do here. I'm hopeful for a really, really wonderful damaging line attack. Oh, it doesn't seem like that. Wow, there's not many people here. Not a good idea. Gonna just use my sword. I mean, let's just do this the old-fashioned way, huh? Let's just do that. Yes. Yes. Okay, there we go. Okay, wait a minute. Hello there, sir. Okay, here we go. This is absolutely useless. That was a really, really bad spell usage, but I guess it kind of cleared people out. Kind of. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that use of the spell, but I guess that might have been the only opportunity we have, because at this point, look, we've got all my units here. So generally, if I were to use a spell now, we would suffer so much friendly fire damage that it might not even be worth it. A Blood Knight. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is... Oh, we're actually winning in a two-handed? Really? Wow, okay, I can't believe I actually defeated a blood... Well, I mean, technically he did turn his back at the end there, so technically it's not a straight-up one-on-one duel, but we were able to do some significant damage to him before that, and that was with a two-handed. Seems like maybe I'm just kind of... maybe a little bit better at using two-handed weapons than I am at using one-handed weapons. Maybe that's it. I don't know. That's actually super strange as well, because way back when I was playing Warband, I would always favor using one-handed and shield, because let's face it, that's the safest option, right? Especially for someone that's not particularly that good at combat, or at least I didn't used to be that good at combat. But now actually, I don't think I'm that bad. You know, I think I'm okay. But oh well, there are always some times where I could be a little better, isn't it? Yes, just a little, just a little. Anyway, yeah, we took a town, so I have the ability to take all these prisoners. I'm not gonna rescue all these troops and put them in the garrison. That's someone else's job for the moment. That is someone else's job. I'm not gonna do their work for them. And we're actually gonna devastate this one. We're going to devastate this one just so that you can actually see what happens here. Army gold gain is pretty good. We do end up losing a bunch of... Can we get this pop-up to move? Doesn't seem like I can get that pop-up to move for some reason, but oh well, never mind. Anyway, not going to claim the fief. Ah, there we go. There's the pop-up, it's gone. Okay, so yeah, notable powers, minus 50%. Loyalty is reduced by 30, which means that it is now at 13. So yeah, loyalty is taking a big hit from the devastate, but we've now taken a look at what it does, and you can see that it's, in my opinion, I personally don't think it's that good to do, but maybe there are some other reasons why you would want to do it. I don't know. Yeah, but for me specifically, loyalty is kind of like a big thing, because I've always had this kind of a worry in the back of my mind where I think to myself, oh my, these guys are going to rebel relatively soon, and then it's just going to go all to, well, all to mayhem and chaos and all that stuff. I'm actually going to be disbanding the army now. There's no point in me keeping them around, as we are now, we're doing not so well in terms of our food situation. We can just let them roam around and everything, and hopefully someone else will pick them up and maybe take another army to capture these various castles in and around the area. But there you go. Okay, we're going to be voting for the owner. It's going to Siegfried. Oh, hello there, sir. Okay, there we go. He will now be the leader. And yeah, we're pretty happy with how this is going. And I think that's probably going to be it for this episode. And in the next one, we're probably going to do our best to eliminate the last of the vampire counts. And obviously, Stierland still has Castle Drakenhof still available to us as well. Oh, and they also took that one over there, but I believe that is under siege by someone. Not entirely sure who it's under siege by, but we'll find out in the next episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.